Hello everybody, in today's video we're going to be doing something a little bit different. It's going to be probably a little bit of a shorter video, but we're going to be talking about one specific item, one item that you're not buying and you should probably be considering buying on quite a few characters, and that item is going to be Soul Reaver, and we're going to talk about its stats, how much it costs, what characters you should be looking to build it, and when you should be looking to build it in what situation. So let's get right into it. So first off, let's talk about Soul Reaver and its cost. Right now, it is 2,750 gold in order to buy this item. It comes off of the book tree, which means that the second tier of this is 1,350 gold, which leaves you with about 1,400 gold left over to move from the second tier to the third tier on this item. Looking at its baseline stats, we got 130 magical power, which is a lot of magical power base for an item in Smite. 300 mana, which is very nice. Presumably, you're going to have Book of Thoth in your mage build as well, so plus a bunch of mana, I mean plus a bunch of power on top of your power, and the passive, and the big thing about this item and what we're going to really be talking about today. Your abilities deal an additional 2% of the target's maximum health as magical damage. If the target has over 2,000 health, your ability bonus damage scales up. This effect reaches a maximum of 7% of their total health at the point of 2,750 health. So, Soul Reaver, think of it like a magical kins. You are doing a percentage of a target's HP for hitting them, but instead of auto attacks, in this case, it is with your abilities. So, that's going to be a big part of what we're looking at in its maximum health. So, what does that mean for when we're buying this item? So, when you're considering getting yourself a Soul Reaver, you're going to want to look at the enemy team comp, and you want to see faces like this. You want to see these nice, big, beefy boys. You want to see all of these boys and girls. You want big, beefy characters, because the more HP your opponents have, the more damage effects you're going to get out of Soul Reaver. Like we said, it goes up to 7% of their HP if they have 2,750 HP. So the more tankier characters you're going against, the more effective it's going to be. So let's say they're running a warrior solo, you're running a guardian in the support role, and maybe they're running an assassin in the jungle, but maybe he's building a little bit tankier, like a hybrid Ratatasker, hybrid Thor, something like that. In those kind of scenarios, Soul Reaver should be immediately on your radar if you're looking at 3 tankier characters, because you're going to get a lot of flat damage effects out there. Now keep in mind, this is not penetration. You still need pen in your build. But if you have pen in your build, so you're burning through their defenses, then you get Soul Reaver in your build, because then you're extra burning through their HP. You're hitting them on 2 different fronts. They can't build HP to help themselves because you're burning through their HP with Soul Reaver. They can't build penetration to help themselves because you're burning through it with Ob Shard or something. So you're burning them on both fronts, which means they really have no counterplay outside of just trying to put you down, right? That's all they can do. So you're looking for the beefy boys and girls on the other team to be buying this item. You're like, okay, well, I see they've got some tanky characters. Okay, I kind of know that I should be looking to buy Soul Reaver, but am I on a character that's gonna proc well with Soul Reaver? So let's think about this for a second. Let's go back and let's look at Soul Reaver. How exactly does it work? Going back and looking at the item, we see that it goes ahead and procs, right? Your abilities deal an additional 2% of the target's maximum health as damage, okay? You've got to use abilities, which means in order for an ability to proc Soul Reaver, you have to be doing a damage ability to begin with. So you can't use Chang'e 2 in proc Soul Reaver, right? So that's -1 ability for Chang'e procking Soul Reaver. Her 1, her 3, and her 4 will proc it, but her 2 won't. So step 1, anybody that's got 4 abilities that can hit enemy gods, looking beautiful for Soul Reaver. My #1 person that I show for Soul Reaver, so you get the right idea, is Agni. He is the pinnacle numero uno best case scenario for procking Soul Reaver, guys. Now let's think about why that's the case. Well, Noxious Fumes, while not really a damage ability, proc Soul Reaver, because it's an ability that does, while a very small amount of damage, doesn't matter, it does enough damage because it'll proc Soul Reaver. Your 2 will obviously proc your Soul Reaver, your 3 is going to proc your Soul Reaver, and your ulti will proc Soul Reaver on each individual meteor, meaning you can proc Soul Reaver in Agni's kit 6 times with just 1 rotation, which means that you're getting anywhere between 12% maximum health to like a bajillion% maximum health if they're high HP targets. And that's just so much bonus damage on top of your ability damage, and Agni already does a ton of ability damage, plus his passive gives him more damage on his damage, so you're basically building damage on your damage on your damage. Lord forbid you have like a Shaman's Ring or something. I don't even want to talk about it. Can't even be discussed. It's so disgusting. But that's what you're looking for. You're looking for characters that can proc on 4 abilities preferentially. If you can't proc on 4 abilities, it's okay, but like Scylla, not my favorite character. Your ulti doesn't really need the Soul Reaver proc. It's basically going to kill somebody if you just hit them with it. Obviously, your 3 doesn't proc it, so you're really only looking to proc Soul Reaver on your 1 and 2. Her cooldowns aren't particularly low. She's not going to be proccing it as often as you would like to be proccing Soul Reaver. So that's what you're looking for when you're playing a mage proccing Soul Reaver. Do I have enough abilities to make it useful? Now, it should be noted that not just mages can buy Soul Reaver, Guardians can actually buy it too. Guardians buying Soul Reaver is a little bit more situational. You're typically not going to see these on your supports, but I actually don't want you support players to be afraid of buying this as like a 5th, 6th item. Whoa, Incon, I'm a support. I can't buy damage. Yes, you can. We're in an aggressive support meta. I don't know if my aggressive support video is out before this video or after, but yes, you can buy a damage item in your build. Damage is in. It's all the rage. But also, you have to keep in mind that a lot of assassins, a lot of warriors are being played there over in the support role, which means a lot of these guardians end up actually pushed over to the solo lane. And in the solo lane, you can definitely get away with building damage. So let's talk about some supports that really thrive with Soul Reaver. So, just like with our mages, guys, we want multiple abilities for proccing Soul Reaver. The more abilities we have, the more things we can use to proc Soul Reaver, which means that Ardio, while she only has 2 damage abilities per stance, actually has 4 damage abilities total, so she can proc Soul Reaver 4 times. So if you're running an Ardio solo, you're running a hybrid build, maybe you've got a Breastplate of Valor for a little bit of CDR, you've got a Void Stone for a little bit of pen. Throwing a Soul Reaver in your build is going to add so much damage to your rotation. 1, 3, 1, 3. You're going to get that bonus HP damage off on them, guys. It's going to do a ton of damage. Another character that I love it on is Terra. I believe we saw quite a few Terras in the SPL, especially I think towards Worlds, actually looking towards this item, Soul Reaver. It procs so well with what you're doing. You're popping him with your 1 into your 3, and then you follow up with your 2, and then you hit him with another 1. You're proccing your Soul Reaver bunches and munches of times, guys, on these gods. So somebody maybe you wouldn't want to build it on is like Ares. Doesn't really make that much sense on Ares. You're not going to get it from each individual chain. You're only going to get it for the 1 chain. It's all the same ability. It's channeled. Doesn't really make sense on your 3 that much. Your ulti, it certainly doesn't make sense on. So you're not getting it on somebody like that. But anybody where you've got a bunch of abilities that you can proc, consistently be hitting, getting that bonus damage off, it actually works in both the support role, like I said, at the end of the game, and over in the solo lane. And probably in the solo lane, you could probably even get away with it a little bit earlier, like a 4th item, if you really felt the need to. That's it today, guys. I hope you learned something about Soul Reaver. Hope you learned kind of, what situations you're looking to pick it up on, what kind of gods you're looking to pick it up on, and who really thrives with the item. It's a very strong item, and you should be building it more than you are, and if you're a hunter player, I'm sorry, you're not really building Soul Reaver because you can't. Sorry, physical damage characters. But thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you have anything, guys, that you would like help on, you would like me to cover, please put it down in the comments, guys. On all of these Smite knowledge videos, please put things down in the comment that you would like to see covered. That's where I'm getting a ton of these ideas from. So that's where I'm going to be kind of pulling from, because I want to cover the things that the community needs the most, because that's kind of the point of these videos. So if you don't speak up, how will I ever know to cover that thing that you don't know what's happening about? So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for your support. And as always, have a twitchin' day, y'all. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked the video, please go ahead and hit the like button. And if you like the channel, go ahead and subscribe and ring that bell, guys, in order to get notifications for our uploads. If you want to go the extra mile to help support the Twitchiest community, you can always go to our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Incon and use your Twitch Prime sub there. It's a great way to help support the community. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a twitchin' day, y'all.